U roept, wij draaien is a wonderfully applicable Dutch expression, for this video I'm about to make. It literally means you call, we turn. And it's a phrase that dates back from the times where DJs would still physically turn vinyl. So you call, as in your request, we turn, we answer your request. Basically means I've heard your calls, I've seen your comments. You want more Dutch education, so that's why we're here today. Today we are going to talk about pronominal adverbs. Hello people of YouTube and welcome back indeed to a Dutch tutorial. So yes, pronominal adverbs, very exciting. In Dutch they are called Voornaamwoordelijke bijwoorden. It's a bit of a mouthful. You don't really have to remember that, just remember what they are after the video. So what are pronominal adverbs? Pronominal adverbs are compound words that determine a specific direction or location. They always refer to something that has already been made clear through context, whether physically or through like a previous sentence, or in some cases they can ask about the context of something. We'll get to more of that later. Pronominal adverbs are a feature of a couple of Germanic languages as far as I know. They come back in English, for example, as therein, thereby, or herein, hereto. Hereto is that one? I don't know. Wherein, that sort of words. But they are particularly common and extensively used in the Dutch language, and there are a lot of them as well. So in Dutch, what are they exactly? Most often they exist of a core and a prefix. A couple of the cores in Dutch are af, in, op, aan, om, na, bij, uit, mee, door, over, voor, achter, langs, naast, onder, tussen, and omtrent. The last one, omtrent, is a little bit uncommon, but we'll get back to that with a few examples. Then there are the prefixes. Daar, waar, and hier. Additionally, there are some optional suffixes as well, like heen and door. But those are only used in rather specific cases that we'll also get back to in a little bit. So in essence, all of these prefixes, cores, and sometimes suffixes are put together to make new words, new compound words that mean different things, that signify a certain location or direction of an object, for example, that has been made clear through context previously. Let's just dive into examples of a whole bunch of these pronominal adverbs, including a bunch of example sentences in which they are used. And I'm sure along the way we can figure out how they work, what they do, and what they mean. So the first example, the prefix is the core is af. Af. In English, this would translate to off of it. An example sentence could be ik haal het deksel af. I'm taking the lid off of it. The it in this case can be, I don't know, it could be a pan, for example. I'm taking the lid off the pan. But instead of signifying that you're talking about a pan, you just refer to it because the person you're speaking to presumably knows that you're talking about a pan. Ik haal het deksel af. Next one, the prefix again is and the core is in. This translates to in it. An example sentence could be het brood zit erin. The bread is in it. And in this case, the it could refer to freezer or a toaster or a cabinet, a bread box, something like that. Something, once again, that has been made clear through context before. Het brood zit erin, one word. The bread is in it. Next one more with the prefix but this time with the core bij. Erbij, by it. I have a slightly silly example sentence for you, which is the sentence ik stond erbij, that's the first one, en ik keek ernaar. That's actually a second pronominal adverb, ernaar. The sentence means I was standing by it and looking at it. And it is a sentence that comes from a Dutch children's song called Ik zag twee beren. I saw two bears. If you have the time, look it up. It's quite a funny, silly little children's song. Ik stond erbij en ik keek ernaar. I stood by it and I looked at it. The next one is waarop. So prefix waar, core op, and literally translated this would be whereon, but the more proper translation would be on which. Waarop, on which. Slightly complex example sentence. Dat is de laatste dag waarop oogsten mogelijk is. That is the last day on which harvesting is possible. The next one is over, so prefix core over. The literal translation would be over it, but a more figurative translation that we actually use is about it. So this one is gonna get a little bit confusing. We hebben het over. We are talking about it. If you know Dutch quite well already, then you can see that these two sentences are not translated literally, but more figuratively, by the meaning of the whole sentence rather than by individual word definitions. So what you can see here is that Dutch speakers don't talk about something, we talk over something. Wij hebben het over, we are talking about it. Here we come to one of the suffixes, the suffix heen, with the word overheen. You can see that it's basically the same word as the previous one, over, but now with the suffix heen. The heen in this case makes the word literal. Overheen literally means over it, whereas over means about it when you're talking about something. So overheen, over it. Je moet overheen klimmen. You have to climb over it. You have to physically climb over something. I'm gonna do another one of these. Daardoor. In Dutch, daardoor is a word that we use to determine reason for something. Het kwam daardoor dat we te laat waren. It was because of that, daardoor, because of that we were too late. Whereas daardoor, if you dissect it and look at it quite literally, means there through. So you can see, like the previous one, over, this is a very figurative translation. But if you change it with the suffix heen, daardoorheen, the word again becomes literal. So literally, daardoorheen, there through. So a question you could ask, for example, could be, past de auto daardoorheen? Does the car fit through that space physically? Does it fit through there? So important distinction, daardoor, daardoorheen. Then we have another interesting thing going on, which is the putting together of various adverbs to make a new pronominal adverb. Let me give you two examples in which this happens. So example 1 contains of 3 different words, 2 original words and 1 combination. The first word is tussen, which means in between it. De kaas moet tussen. The cheese has to go in between it. Could be in between a sandwich, for example. The next one is eruit, out of it. De kat wil eruit. The cat wants to get out of it. Out of a tree, out of the house, whatever the context might be. So we have ertussen and eruit. Put these together and you get ertussen uit. Ertussen uit. Out from in between it. And this word ertussen uit often has the implication that something was stuck somewhere and needs to get freed, basically. So a question you could ask is, kun je het ertussen uit krijgen? Can you get it out from in between it? Or actually, can you get it unstuck? Can you get it out from in between it? Can you get it unstuck? Kun je het ertussen uit krijgen? Another example of this same word, ertussenuit, is ik knijp ertussenuit, which literally translated means I am pinching out from in between it, which in Dutch has the implication that you are escaping. I am escaping. Ik knijp ertussenuit. Another one of these situations where these pronominal adverbs are combined. Daarachter, daarin, and daarachterin. The first word daarachter means behind there or back there. De kopjes staan daarachter. The cups are behind there. They could be standing behind the glasses or behind the plates, something like that. The cups are not in plain sight and someone needs to give instructions on where the cups are. De kopjes staan daarachter. Daarin means in there. Alle donaties mogen daarin. All the donations can go in there, for example inside a donation box or something along those lines. Then the combination daarachterin literally means there in the back. De opvouwstoelen kunnen daarachterin. The folding chairs can go there in the back, for example in the trunk of a car. There in the back, on the back of the car, daar achterin. So those were a few examples mostly about state and context. I have 2 more examples asking about the context of something. The first is with the word omtrent. The prefix is waar and then the core is omtrent. Omtrent means about. And it is not a word that is particularly common, but in some specific cases it can be used. Waaromtrent then means where about. So for example, you could ask waaromtrent liggen de tijdschriften? Where about are the magazines? Asking about the locational context of the magazines. Waaromtrent liggen de tijdschriften? And then the last one is about our most commonly used pronominal adverb that is not actually used as a pronominal adverb because it has a very specific meaning. And that is our word for why. Waarom? Waarom? It literally means where, around. But again, the actual translation is why. So, waarom? Why? Waarom is de video nu al afgelopen? Why has the video run out already? And the answer is because I've run out of examples. So there you have it. That is voornaamwoordelijke bijwoorden, pronominal adverbs. I really truly hope that this was useful. And with this video, I want to sort of start the series back up. I really want to do more of these videos. So if you have any requests for things that you struggle with in Dutch or things that you know other people might struggle with in Dutch, do let me know in the comments down below because I can help you out with that sort of thing. And I would love to do that. So thank you very much for watching. Again, leave suggestions in the comments below and I will see you next time. Ciao.